Welcome to We Are Nacogdoches. It's the show where we can explore the businesses, the organizations, and visit with the people that make Nacogdoches a special place to be. I'm Kelly Augustine with the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce, and today I have a special guest with me. It's Ashley Villarreal. She is the Executive Director of Keep Nacogdoches Beautiful. Ashley, I know you have a big job at KNB.
Yes.
And maybe not everyone understands what Keep Nacogdoches does in our community. So I thought we might just start off by hearing a little more about the purpose of the organization for those that don't know, and also all the things, that you guys are going to be doing that people don't know you do.
Okay.
So yeah, what's Keep Nacogdoches Beautiful all about?
So we have three main focuses, if you will, which are waste reduction, litter management, and beautification. Waste reduction is kind of the reduce, reuse, recycle terminology, if you will. So trying to use more reusable things like water bottles and coffee cups and that type of thing. And then litter management is exactly what it entails. So that is picking up litter and trying to prevent it from happening. And then beautification are things like planting trees and bulbs and just making our town more beautiful as much as possible, if it can get any more beautiful.
Oh yeah, and with the education, I know I've seen KMB with groups of folks. Do you have any particular age groups that you target, or who can you educate?
So that's kind of the fun thing about KMB is we feel like we educate everyone in our community. We have, of course, we have specific items that do direct towards a specific age group, like our Friends of the Forest Trail is of course directed more towards school age children, and we do kind of believe that is where we want to start, because our children are our future, of course, and then we believe that if we educate our kids, then they bring that home and talk to their parents and their grandparents and so on and so forth, and it just kind of snowballs that way. But we do like to educate people of all age groups around us.
That's great. I know with the personal enjoyment I have with KMB is seeing the beautification projects. I don't know if everyone understands that the beautiful flowers that pop up right at the end of winter going into spring, that's all because of KMB and our city parks and public buildings. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so there is kind of a long-term project of some bulb plantings that KMB did for a very long time, like 20 plus years. It was from a former board member, Debbie Stevens, and she had this big dream of wanting flowers to be spread all throughout our community. A big place that you can really look at them is at Bonita Park North along the trail there. And yeah, probably here in the next, I would say, month or so, probably around March, is whenever they'll really start blooming, and you'll see that pop of color right along that trail. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a big impact, and I can imagine for folks that live here or are visiting, they're going to notice that.
Yeah,
so
for
thank
sure.
you. Thank you for those efforts. The waste management, trash pickup, I think that might be the biggest impact, and we don't realize it. Where do you pick up trash?
Everywhere, it seems like, everywhere. So we have an Adopt a Highway, and I love to talk about Adopt a Highways because we, as in KMB, have one particular set of highways or coordinates, miles of highway, that we roughly quarterly, about 4 times a year, pick up. And what a lot of people don't know is that that's not something through us, that is actually something through TxDOT that we, as in KMB, just partake in. And anybody can adopt a highway. So, and I think that's the easiest way to get back to our community, because there's no pressure involved. You don't have to have a specific date. You don't have to, figure out when is KMB doing another trash pickup. You can pick the date that you want to pick it up. And there's really if you don't pick up every piece of trash, TxDOT isn't going to come after you or anything like that. And TxDOT provides the bags for you, and then they even pick up the trash at the end. You just put them all together in a pile and then they pick them up. And so I think that's one of the best ways for people to pick up, give back to our community. But of course, we do litter pickups in our creeks. And then, we handle the waste management of the Texas Blueberry Festival, which you are very familiar with. And then in the past, we've actually always done the Christmas Festival. We are actually going to start doing the Day of the Dead Festival because that is a very upcoming event, and it seems like there's more and more people of that every year, and so K&B wanted to help out with that in the trash pickup along that as well.
I have to just say, if you have been to a huge public event in maybe another city, you might see the overflowing trash cans in the dirty streets, and I just thank K&B for keeping that from our town.
Yes.
Because our streets and cans and waste management is just done so well.
Yes,
so
thank
street
you.
cleanups. The Day of the Dead, it just keeps growing. So to
Yes.
see you get involved in that.
Yes, we're really excited.
thing.
It'll be our first year this year, and we're really excited to help out with that.
Fantastic. Well, what are some of those events? You've kind of named some of them that you do throughout the year, but are there other events that the community members need to know about?
Of course. So we just, for reference, we host an event and or project about roughly once a month. One of our big things that will be coming up soon is our yearly tire recycle event. That happens every spring, roughly in May is what we try to aim for, where we will raise money to properly recycle tires, because one of the big things that we find, especially doing our creek cleanups and waterway cleanups, are tires that people just, they accumulate and don't want to properly pay to dispose of, because I understand it can get costly, and so we want to offer this as a free service for our community. That way they can get rid of the tires properly and they're not dumping them, and then they're actually recycled into things like tracks and tennis shoe bottoms and welcome mats and just different things like that. And then of course we have our quarterly tech cycle events, which is electronic recycling. And we also a free service to our community that people can come and bring their old cell phones and computers and all the things that, just things sadly don't last as long as they used to. And then even the things that might be 20, 30 plus years old, like old game consoles, that's usually a big thing, or the big Mac original computers. We occasionally get one of those, which is kind of cool. But yeah, those are probably our top two main kind of annual things that we do, that the community, we offer to the community per se, that they can come and get rid of their stuff.
Well, that's so cool. Now, sounds like a lot of work, a lot of programs and events. I think there's more involved than Ashley. So
Yes.
How do you work with volunteers?
So first, I have an amazing group of board members. We have 15 this year, which is actually our biggest group since I've been with K&B. And they are all volunteers. And then, of course, we work with the local college here, SFA, and then our high school students as well. And then, truly, if anybody wants to get involved, anybody's more than welcome to volunteer with us.
Wonderful, wonderful. What's your favorite experience with K&B? You've been there a few years now.
Yeah, so I'll be starting my fourth year in January, I'll be starting my fourth year. But I think my favorite experience probably every year is our Earth Day event. We partner with the public library, and we have some different activities set up for kids and whoever to come out. It's usually at Pecan Park is where we have it. This past year we did kind of upcycled some strawberry containers, the little plastic containers, and then we had soil and some seeds that kids could plant. They got the whole reusing things with the strawberry containers, and then they also got to plant. They got to pick out what kind of flowers they wanted to plant, and then they planted them, and that got to take that container home. And then they could either let the flowers grow right there in the little strawberry container, or once they rooted and established, they could actually plant them in their yards. And it's really cool just to be with our our youth, because like I said, they are our future, and it's just really cool to see how excited they get about things like that, digging in the dirt and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know some of your board members,
Yeah.
so I know how creatively they can come up with these
Yes.
ideas, really to engage, again, all age groups
Yes.
and interest. It's part of making our town pretty. I just absolutely love everything you're doing in Nacogdoches.
Yes, thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like to share about the organization, what you're doing?
So we have, like I said, events roughly once a month. We have ongoing things. I've briefly mentioned about our Friends of the Forest Trail, which I know a lot of people don't really know about. It's a trail that was a very big group project between us, and there were some ladies at the library that came up with the characters and the little storylines and everything. And then we had a Cub Scout, or I'm sorry, a Boy Scout that earned his Eagle Scout with this project, where he built us little bird houses. So we have two trails, one at Pecan Park and one at Pioneer Park, where they have these little bird houses. I say bird houses. Each little house has its own forest animal. They're all native to our area, and then each little animal tells a story about different things that's affiliated with KMB, and then just Nacogdoches in general. And so I really encourage people to get out and visit those as well.
That is fascinating. Where do people learn more?
So you can learn anything about us at our website, which is keepnacbeautiful.org. It has all of our list of events and just everything that we have going on and what we stand for.
It's a great website. I've been there myself.
Yes.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us today. And Keep Nacogdoches Beautiful is doing so much in Nacogdoches. We appreciate everything that Ashley and her team do. Please join us again, because we are Nacogdoches.
This program is brought to you by the Department of Mass Communication at Stephen F. Austin State University, in association with the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce, and with special thanks to the City of Nacogdoches.